me, Mario.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I have baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
Games that Brains are Bang Alive here with a episode of the Flashback series, and we are talking about an all-time classic, really. I think we could probably sum this game up in 2 words, which is simply, it's great. Because, you know, it comes to doing dislikes and stuff like that, it's like, it just doesn't work. We're talking about Super Mario 64, the 1996 platform video game for, obviously, the Nintendo 64, and the first in the Mario series to feature 3D gameplay. And as always, it was Mario exploring Peach's castle and rescuing her from Bowser. It is a Mario game after all. It never gets any more complex than that.
Yeah.
As always, things we like, things we don't like, favourite moments, scenes, and bits of music. Damon, you want to get started on some likes?
Well, I mean, I know this is quite controversial because I said it during our Super Mario Sunshine video.
Yeah.
But Mario Sunshine is obviously my favourite one. This is my second favourite one, admittedly.
Yeah.
But obviously, this game is fantastic. I mean, it's so beautiful and colourful. You know, it's the detail of the levels and the colours. It's just beautiful.
It's generally one where I've not met a single person, and I can't really believe they exist, who would turn around and say, no, it's not a good game. Yeah, I do remember you saying about Super Mario Sunshine being your favourite. It's still something that just like, what? But, you know, each to our own. And I'm the same. Like, the thing about Super Mario 64, when we have to cast our mind back to this in the flashback sense, it's kind of like you kind of forget, particularly when you play more modern games, just how impactful that was on us at the time. We had played Mario games. We had played all the originals all the way through up to a point, and then suddenly it was Mario. I think it was a major selling point of us getting a Nintendo 64.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it definitely would be. Yeah. I mean, I can't really think of. I mean, other than obviously, your Banjo-Kazooie, that's probably one of the. I mean, Mario 64 was probably one of the original games that we probably first played. Now, I would say.
I would love to if I could remember what was the game that we bought with it, but I would imagine it's got to be this or GoldenEye.
True. Oh yeah, GoldenEye. Yeah, GoldenEye. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But I could see us probably getting this over GoldenEye because obviously we wouldn't have known GoldenEye was a great game because I wasn't a James Bond fan.
Yeah, I mean, going on topic, but I think obviously GoldenEye, we loved it for the multiplayer.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, as well, there's so many different levels with so much variety to do in each level. The staple idea that would become in all Mario games in the future that you go into a level and there's tasks to either get the stars in Super Mario 64. They were moons? No, what were they in Super Mario Sunshine? Shines, okay. It's moons in the latest game, Super Mario Odyssey. And I love that because you go in a level, complete that star task, and then when you went back afterwards, something might have changed. Our new task is available, and there were 8 of them, I think.
Yeah, I think it was on each level. Yeah, about 8. Yeah.
Yeah, and you already said as well, lovely to look at, lovely to listen to. We'll get a bit more into the music on the favourite moments, scenes, bits of music parts.
Yeah.
But yeah, be honest, it's listing everything you like about Mario it's pointless because it's summed up in just a pretty near perfect Mario game.
Yeah, I mean, it's practically impossible to. I mean, my dislikes, I'll be honest with you, it's 0. It's practically impossible. I can't. I'm sorry, actually, I can think of possibly one dislike actually, but it's like I said, it's a near perfect game. I mean, there's so many likes I can say about it, but you can't say it in just 3 things.
Yeah, of course you can't. It's interesting you say about the don't like, because I do have 2 things, but they're not really about the game, so to speak. They're more about the things around it.
I've got one about the game, which you might have maybe overlooked, but the cameras.
Okay.
I remember there was a lot of times, especially in I think like the first level, where you got to go up a mountain. And there's a big bomb, and the camera angles are so terrible, and it was so difficult to turn it. But other than that, I've got no more dislikes.
Right. So I remember the camera work is one thing we've complained about before, where it's as if there's a physical operator and they get stuck at walls. But didn't they make a joke of that in Mario where it's shown that it's Lakutu, whatever that thing is, actually videoing you?
He's flying around carrying a camera. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. At least they made a joke out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, so mine is I guess it kind of ties in the camera purely based off the controller. Now, I don't think the Mario controllers are bad, but it's the Nintendo 64 controller. That's the problem, as there's always a common issue with a lot of it. Like, you think back to how we used to play that game, right? Now, I don't know if this blew your mind, but we used to play it like a normal D-pad, one hand on one side, one hand on the other. And then I can't remember, a few years back, I watched someone playing it where they used the middle fork with the stickers, holding it there. And I was like, wait, could you? I couldn't get my head around how you do that.
Yeah, that's what I do. So I've got one hand actually holding the middle, using the joystick, and the other hand using the back buttons or the yellow buttons and stuff.
Must have had to train yourself to readjust your hands to do that.
Yeah, well, obviously, I mean, when you go from playing like a GameCube controller to a Dream, I mean, even the Dreamcast controller, it's like the
big fat thing,
big bulky one. So I mean, but when you keep swapping from controller to controller, it's weird because your hands can't get used to it. They're designed to go one way.
It's weird how back in the day, we're going off topic here, but it's weird how back in the day, all the consoles were desperate to kind of have their own variation in a controller. And that as time went by, everybody's realized the basic, almost PlayStation-like design, or even going back to like the Mega Drive and similar that, the simple thing, everybody just goes with that now. There are variations between the PlayStation and the Xbox controllers.
Yeah.
But like, there's still that kind of standard joystick thing,
Yeah, exactly.
My other dislike is that it's really a silly one. Is that this set a very high bar for Mario games. But normally you'd be like, oh, but nothing's ever lived up to it. But actually, that isn't the case here. Nintendo have always been really, really good at creating great sequels. And it's interesting as well, even with the series going forward, and you talk about the best Mario games, Super Mario 64 inevitably comes up in the conversation. So that high bar set quite early on.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think I can just sit here and think of any really terrible Mario games.
No.
I mean, even back in the day when I think me and you used to play Mario Golf.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. That game was. It was a lot of fun.
Mario Tennis and even the
exactly.
spin-offs, Mario Party.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So there's not much to dislike about Super Mario 64. Right, favorite moments, scenes, bits of music. Have you got anything?
I mean, music, the entire game. You know,
of course.
Every level has their own unique music. I mean, but I mean, I can think of the water levels, the music playing.
Docks.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the music full stop in every level is always. I mean, it's Mario music.
Yeah, I agree. It really is. It's iconic. A lot of it's iconic themes we already know. But like, if you were to Google, right? If you were to go to YouTube and put in something like emotional video game music or relaxing video game music as a playlist search, you'll find Dio Docks is almost always part of that playlist because it is so serene and relaxing and so on. However, I have two pieces of music I want to point out. One of the things, and I've always praised this to people who don't know it so well, is the attention to detail within Mario 64. And where I really noticed it more than anything else is when you go to choose a save file, it has a separate musical theme. And the musical theme is incredibly fucking good. Now, I'll add it in the video here. But that theme, I love that. That's one of my alarms. It proper like G's me up. And then there is the approach to Bowser. The music that plays in the level that you're going towards, the final level, basically, I think is fucking great.
Yeah.
And I guess the last sort of favorite moments, because there's no like specific scenes. There's some good boss battles. Obviously, beating the game and beating Bowser is awesome in itself. But I think anytime like you've been struggling to get a star, like a specific one, and you get that feeling that you get for getting that star, that's always something great.
Yeah, I mean it's always fun to obviously get the stars, and obviously you got the added bonus, obviously trying to get them all to complete the game. You know, I remember I don't know if you remember that there was ages ago where I think you were trying to get all the stars, but you couldn't figure out where the last stars were. And as you walk in that front entrance, you got the little rainbow star on the ground, and you got to look up, and it brings you up to the sky.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember what you meant. Because I was about to ask you, I was like, do you remember what happens when you get all the stars? Like who appears? Or what you get?
I can't. Off the top of my head, I can't think of my head.
You get the ability to fly like around, and it means you get to the top of the castle.
Yeah.
And Yoshi's up there.
Get a flying hat. Yeah.
Yeah. Super Mario Odyssey, which is obviously the latest one, would do a great throwback reference to that, where we revisit the castle from Super Mario 64 and stuff like that. But it generally is. If I was ranking like the top 10 best games in the world, I don't know if Mario 64 would get in it, but I know that when I did the shortlist, it would be one of the games in the shortlist. You know, although I will say it's not my favorite Mario game. My favorite is the latest one, Super Mario Odyssey, which I think that's the best one. But
I've not actually played that one yet, so.
Oh, I love it. I love it. But there you go, Super Mario 64. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon and help us out over there. That's patreon.com/GBHBL, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror, and heavy metal. What else is life for?